Hello, welcome to Lucia Craft. I'm your host, Lucia. Today we are in the factory of Nordic Aqua, a Norwegian enterprise located in Xiangshan, a county administered by Ningbo, East China's Zhejiang province. Xiangshan is home to a number of industrial clusters for pond equipment, knitting, auto parts, marine biology, new energy, and new materials. So let's give a warm welcome to our guest today. My guest, please do the self-introduction.
Thank you, Lucia, and thank you for inviting me to your show. So my name is Heidi Berg, and I'm the Vice Chairman of the Norwegian Business Association for China.
My name is Andreas Thorud. I am the Managing Director of Nordic Aqua Ningbo company. We are doing land-based Atlantic salmon farming here in China.
So Heidi, is your first time visiting the factory of Nordic Aqua?
No, actually, this is my second time, and that's why it's so exciting to be back, because the first time I was here, it was in November 2022. So it was still a big construction site, and it was only the RAS 1, the first tanks, and the fish was this small. I will go afterwards and look at the fish, and I believe it is about 2 years growth time from when they're that small to that big.
You come to the roundtable as a representative of a Norwegian Business Association China. So how many member companies does the association have now?
We have just about exactly 100 member companies, which is a good number for us. So we are a membership association, so of course it's driven by the wishes of our members, what kind of community they want to have for Norwegian businesses and also Norwegian related businesses. Other companies, for instance, from China can also be members actually if they have a strong business relation to Norway.
Andreas, we first met in Qingdao, the Fisheries and Seafood Expo. Our topics are always focused on seafood. So what made you choose this career?
Well, first of all, I think seafood and Norway has a long history, and it also has meant a lot for Norwegian economic development throughout the centuries. I've been in China for quite some years, and we know that demand for seafood will continue to grow, but it has to be done sustainably and responsibly. And I think also just the potential of the Chinese market when it comes to further seafood consumption is very significant. China is already the biggest producer of seafood in the world, but it's also as the population sets more demand, the consumer, for healthy food, healthy living, we think seafood can be a great part of that. And thirdly, what I'm doing right now is it's very interesting, what we call a RAS, which is now taking place here in China for Atlantic salmon. The company was officially founded here in 2018. We have an annual production capacity of 4,000 metric tons of fresh, sustainably farmed, fantastic salmon. Not just in China, a unique project, but also in a global setting when it comes to aquaculture and aquaculture development. A unique project which is being closely followed by many.
What are the advantages of RAS technology?
I think some of the key advantages of the RAS system, especially the system we have set up, is that we can have a very high efficient use of water. So when we take in water and we treat it and we disinfect it, we basically recycle 99.9% or so of the water already in the system. We don't use any kind of modifications or so on in our process. So we also have a very strong food safety aspect of being able to control the whole environment and basically, which is our goal, to create the best conditions for an Atlantic salmon to grow and thrive. And I think another aspect, obviously, which we emphasize is by being a Norwegian company, we are based here in China, for China. So it means that we can very quickly deliver product to our Chinese partners. We can deliver to Shanghai within 5 hours. We can to the rest of the country within 24 hours. So we have a very fresh product. We had the first sales in April, to which we have a different customers. So far, we've had a good start in quarter two, which basically was when we started. So we had harvested 523 metric tons, and we received good feedback from the market.
So Heidi, we know you focus on ESG. I have a lot of questions about the ESG.
Oh, so ESG, it's only 3 letters, but it's actually a very wide term. And it covers so many things. And it also can be used as frameworks for companies in different ways. And I know from the recruitment side, there are so many companies now, also Chinese, that are looking for ESG managers, sustainability managers. And the ones that have worked in Nordic companies typically are very attractive because they know the standards, they know best practice, and they can bring that into the Chinese market. And then I must say the Americans are a bit behind. They have a little bit different approach to ESG, maybe more from the investor perspective, whereas I would say, like my examples say, the Chinese approach is actually a lot about making the companies take responsibility towards local communities and customers.
So how has China's deepening reform and opening up improved the business environment, especially for the Norwegian companies in China? And what are your expectations for further optimization of the business environment?
I think from just our company, Nordic Aqua Partners here in Ningbo, it's a very good example of how you can come to China. You can come with an idea and willingness to invest, collaborate with local government, with local partners, and commonly work towards something. I think without the reforms, without the policies supporting businesses, it's not able to be achieved. It goes to show that there's so much more left to explore and grow in the Chinese economy. And I think what is important to do is to make a collaboration which obviously will give mutual benefits.
In the Norwegian Business Association, we have some very big companies, and then we have many smaller companies. And I think on behalf of the small companies, I would like to say that it's the little things that often counts, the mafan, right, the hassles. And I think that's also an interesting area when you talk with someone, for instance, that used to do business in China 10 years ago. And they will complain about, oh, but it's so, it takes a lot of time with getting my work visa or getting this clarification from the tax bureau or all these small things. And I think that's where you can really, as a small company, you can see the developments. Because I've come here more recent, and I'm like, well, that's not the problem. That's very easy. And I deliver my Chinese personal tax report in the app, and everything is very integrated and digitalized. And I think this is where you really see the implications of some of the big policies.
So, next question, what about the future? Andreas, can you share with us some insight about Nordic Aqua's future development in China and also your personal plan in the future?
So we are looking forward to grow our company, be a responsible player, contribute to the need for sustainable proteins in China, and also see if we can support the overall aquaculture industrial development there. So I think we're in a decade in China where you see the growth is going to change. And we see from the government side there's a focus on high quality development, new productive forces. So there is a shift in how the type of economic growth that we will see. And I think what we see is that the Chinese market has become more sophisticated, more advanced, and I think that will bring new types of opportunities. From a personal perspective, I find that very fascinating, and I look forward to the development in the years to come.
I do see Shanghai as my home, so I have no plans of leaving. And working with sustainability and ESG, China is now, I think, the most exciting place in the world to be. Because one thing is that China is a big emitter of carbon emissions, so it's really key for the global climate change that China is continuing the fantastic work that has been started to reach the dual carbon goals. But also globally, because so much of the technology that the rest of the world needs in this field will come from China. And we see that already with the solar panels, we see it with the electric cars, we see it with the wind turbines. This is technology that will help the whole world. So that's why China really plays a key role. And now, of course, so I love Chinese food, right? But now I can also have Nordic salmon when I live here. So that makes life for a Norwegian in China even easier, huh?
Yes, the home flavor.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, my guest. Thank you for your time. Lexi, bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye. See you
Bye-bye.
next time.